Hey guys, this is Jamie with Talking Umbrella Travel here with you and Jeff directly live from Animal Kingdom. Jeff and his family are there for a couple of days, and he was more than willing to sit down with us just for a second and talk about their experience while they're at the parks. They are staying at Pop Century. They booked with Talking Umbrella Travel, and so Jeff was kind enough to talk to us just for a moment today from Animal Kingdom and kind of share their experiences at a newly opened and different Magic Kingdom, Animal Kingdom, Epcot, and Hollywood Studios. As you can tell, Jeff is without a mask, but is in Animal Kingdom. So Jeff, tell us how you don't have a mask on, but you are in Animal Kingdom right now.
I am sitting kind of in front of Everest by the river area where they normally have, I think, the show of lights or whatever they have there at night. There's not a person around me, so that's the only reason I can take off my mask. Pretty much any other time, you have to have a mask on unless you're at a restaurant actually sitting down and eating. And they do enforce that, and I think part of everybody feeling safe around here is every single person has a mask on, and there's no feeling of, oh my gosh, somebody might sneeze or something. I think the mask kind of lets you walk around in freedom with that.
Gotcha. So do you find that the relaxation zones or the mask-free zones, they're pretty plentiful throughout the parks?
They are, and you got to look a little bit. You can find little spots hidden, kind of tucked away in little small areas. They do have designated relaxation zones periodically throughout the park, and then I've found a couple little spots. And you try to be conscientious of other people around you. So, like, I'm in the wide open, and there's not a person around, so feel a little bit more comfortable taking it off. But if there was somebody around me, I wouldn't have done this in front of them just because of that.
Gotcha. How has the cleanliness been in the theme parks? How has Disney been doing with cleanliness and things like that?
The hand sanitation is probably one of the biggest things you see around here. Everywhere you walk, I'm actually carrying one in my pocket. So anytime I touch anything, get off a ride, I've just kind of conditioned myself to clean my hands. But in terms of Disney, it's kind of like the trash cans. Every place you turn around, there's a hand sanitizer station. And they come off with the little announcement just saying to wash your hands, clean your hands, keep distance, and so forth.
And so what kind of mask, how has it been wearing a mask, and what kind of mask are you using while you're there?
The mask, I'm actually a person that's not really worn a mask all that much. I guess I'm guilty of that. I've kind of stayed to myself in my house for the most part. But here, I've worn it every single day, and it's 95, 98 degrees here. I've actually found it to be okay. I don't feel like that it's keeping me from doing anything that I'd liked. It is warm. If you need to take a break, you can. But for me to enjoy the crowds, I would put a mask on every single day if I could have the trade-off for the crowds like they are right now. And I've actually went on your recommendation and got a Sam's mask, or a mask from Sam, the Skins 360, and it's been absolutely wonderful. It's very breathable, very light. Highly recommend it, kind of like you did to me.
Awesome. So you mentioned the crowds, and that's been the one thing that everybody has asked me is, one, how are the crowds at the parks right now?
I would say there's not really any crowds, so it's very light. When we went our first day to Magic Kingdom, I sent you a couple videos walking down some of the main areas down Main Street. There's virtually nobody. A couple times in lines, you'll get a few people in a line, but it's always spaced out 6 feet. Animal Kingdom today has been virtually empty. Hollywood was a little bit more, and I honestly, after about 12 o'clock, from 12 o'clock to closing time, I felt like it thinned out a ton. seems to be kind of the theme here too. Later in the afternoon, I guess everybody gets really hot. They might leave, but honestly, there's not much of a crowd.
To give folks an example of what not much of a crowd looks like, you're at Animal Kingdom today. Give me just kind of a quick rundown of what you guys have done today.
We walked in. Here comes Donald and them on a little boat thing right now. But we walked in at 8 o'clock and we walked straight to Everest. And my son and I and wife, we got on Everest and we rode Everest 8 times in the first hour. And then we walked over to the Pandora and we immediately got on the Flight of Passage and did that twice. So within the first 2 hours of Animal Kingdom, we did Everest 8 times and the Flight of Passage twice.
That is crazy. That is crazy. Hey, give us a quick look around where you are right now.
We just missed the, I don't know if you can see behind.
Yeah.
We just missed the boat thing. And then behind me is Everest was back there. I'm kind of tucked away, so there's not a lot to see right now.
Yeah. Well, that's awesome, man. Well, anything else you want to share before I let you go?
I would highly recommend coming in the next few weeks. I think it's probably going to gradually start picking up crowd-wise. And I was not scared of anything, but I was one to kind of ask a lot of questions just because with the whole Corona stuff going around, you just want to be extra careful with your family and the people around you too. I wouldn't say that I was scared of anything, just kind of concerned going to the amusement park. But I promise you, if I could do this all over again, I would. I feel extremely safe. I think for the trade-off of wearing a mask to be able to come to Disney and pretty much do everything you wanted to. We rode every single ride at Hollywood yesterday and then some, and we're pretty much doing the same thing here at Animal. So high recommendation for me to if you got something the next week or so, and we threw this together in about 3 days. So if somebody's thinking about it, go ahead and make it happen.
Well, there you go, folks. Live from Animal Kingdom, Jeff and his family are experiencing all the theme parks of the Disney World Resort. They're staying on grounds at Pop Century. Jeff, thank you guys so much for just taking a minute and talking to us. I really appreciate it.
Absolutely appreciate it.
All right, man.